Hello, my name is Dr. Robert Hermann. I'm a professor of physics and chair of the Department of Natural and Computer Sciences. Welcome to Concordia University and to the Dunklau Center for Science, Business, and Math. I'd like to show you around and talk about some of the programs and activities that go on here. The Dunklau Center is the newest building on campus. We just finished the north side of the building and moved in August of 2019. And we just moved into the south side of the building in January of 2020. We're very happy that the entire facility was paid for through donations. Let's move into the administrative area and on to the south side of the building, which houses our math and business departments. Here we have some study spaces and offices for our math department. We have 2 full-time math faculty and a very strong program in mathematics and mathematics education. One of the things that we wanted to do in this building was to have plenty of open spaces for students to work and study with each other and with faculty. So we have a lot of these collaborative spaces. Here we're in the business area. You can see on this screen, we see alumni from our business program, where they've gone after graduating from Concordia, what they're doing, and you can see that we send our students all over the world. Our business program is one of the largest programs on campus. We're very successful with students getting jobs through our business program. Business program includes programs in accounting, business administration, business communication, strategic communication, management information systems and marketing, and a fully online program in healthcare administration. We also have a graduate program in healthcare administration and an MBA. This is one of our larger classrooms in the building. You can see that it's outfitted with technology to show slides and images on a screen, also to allow faculty and students to write around the room in small groups or in various types of activities. This is more of a normal type classroom in the building. Most of the rooms in the building hold anywhere from about 18 to 32 students, which is the size of most of the classes on campus. Some upper level classes may be as small as 5 or 10 students. But especially after the first year of college, it's very uncommon to be in a class of more than about 32. There are a large number of classrooms of various styles throughout this building. And let's head back to the center of the building and head over toward some of the laboratory areas. Here we are on the lowest level of the north side of the building. This is where we have some of what we call the large size organismal biology labs. We have a large herbarium with specimens from around the world and a gross anatomy lab where students have the opportunity to dissect a human cadaver. We also have a lab for our agricultural science program. This is one of the newer programs on campus. We have the capacity in here to grow plant specimens, to do work on soils or things like that. But not all of the work in the ag science program is in the lab. One of the hallmarks of our program is that since Concordia, Nebraska is in the middle of an agricultural region, our ag science classes regularly go out to work with farmers or ranchers or various producers in the ag field. And so an awful lot of their lab activities take place outside of the laboratory in real, authentic settings. Here on the lower level of Dunklau, we have more classrooms and the offices for the computing services people who keep all of our computer network systems running. We also have one large computer lab here. This is for students to use in classes, in business classes, to learn a variety of business software, and for geography students to work with GIS programs and other mapping type tools. We have a very strong computer science program on campus and a new information technology program on campus with 2 labs, one for hardware for building circuits, and this lab for doing networking projects. There's a rack room next door with servers and networking devices that students can use to build and maintain networking systems. Here we have a student networking place. This is for student use to work on papers or programs or whatever they need computers for. Most students have laptops, but this provides a student who needs to do work during the middle of the day and didn't bring their computer with them, a place to work. There's also a printer for students to access. Now we'll come through this short hallway into the only real lecture hall on campus. This is the Pullman Family Lecture Hall. It seats about 90 students, although it's never full. We have a wide variety of technology in this room that we can use to display images and videos and other things. Very comfortable seating for students. Typically, there are only a handful of classes that meet in here. Some large science classes, introductory classes may meet in here. But even if a class is large enough to need to meet in this room, the labs for those classes are still taught by the faculty who teach the courses. And so even in a large class, faculty are with the students in small group settings for 2 or 3 hours a week in lab. They get to know the students' names and all about the students. And that gives students an opportunity to feel comfortable talking with the faculty so that even when they're in a room like this, they're more likely to interact and to feel comfortable raising their hands, asking questions and things like that. Now we're on the main level. This is one of the labs on the main level. This is the physics lab. We tried to make it look very comfortable and welcoming so that it didn't seem like a scary place for people to be. Again, notice there are study rooms for students to work, tables in a variety of small nooks. Students who are majoring in either business, math, or a science program spend a lot of their time in this building, and so they have an opportunity now to have a variety of places to work. Some of the largest programs on campus are housed in this building. Of our 3 or 4 largest programs, business and biology are 2 of the largest programs, and they're both housed in this building. Here we have another nice, bright, airy place for students to work and to study. Here on the upper floor of Dunklau, we have more student collaboration space, places for students to work or to relax between classes. On the upper floor is largely chemistry classes and small-scale biology. Here we have the chemistry research space. This is a typical chemistry laboratory. This is our organic chemistry lab. Between students majoring in chemistry and in biology going on in the health sciences, we have a large number of students who use this space. This room is our instrumentation room. This is where the highest tech instruments are. We have an FTIR spectrometer, an NMR, an atomic absorption AA spectrometer, and a gas chromatograph. And these are instruments that are leading edge instruments like would be used in business and industry, that our students are able to learn to use and to work with, not only in chemistry classes, but in biology or in agricultural science classes. They can bring up, for instance, a water sample and see what contaminants are in it. We head down past some offices and a nice view of campus to our Anatomy and Physiology Lab. This is where students do dissections, and so these odd-looking tubes are fume hoods that can be lowered down over a specimen that a student is dissecting to pull away the fumes so that students don't need to breathe in the fumes or have their clothes covered over by all the fumes. Our science programs are very successful. We have programs in biology in a variety of different areas: human biology, organismal biology, in ecology, conservation biology, forensic science. We have a strong chemistry program, a physics program, and a brand new agricultural science program. Our students have been very successful in getting into medical school after graduation, or into other professional or graduate schools, or in getting jobs after school. Nearly all of our students, our graduates, are able to either get into professional schools, graduate schools, or find jobs in the science field after they graduate from Concordia. One of the things that we're most excited about this building is rooms like this. This is a dedicated student research space. This is one of 2 biology research spaces. Our upper level biology students can work in here on long-term projects and not have to worry about them being disturbed for other classes. We have 2 biology research labs, a chemistry research lab, and a physics research lab. All of our science programs require either a research experience or an internship for graduation, so that by the time our students graduate, we know that they have completed an authentic experience in actually doing science. Here we have our greenhouse, and notice that through the windows of the greenhouse you can see the football stadium. One of the things that we wanted to do in this building was to put science on display. And so from the football stadium, one of the main things that you see about the Dunklau Center is the greenhouse and the plants growing in it. Now we come to probably the most spectacular part of the building. This is the Borland Collaborative Center. This beautiful space is used for meetings and primarily just as a place for students to come and study or relax, to talk, to spend time between classes. It provides one of the great views of campus anywhere, and I think one of the best views in eastern Nebraska. From here you can see Weller Tower ahead of me, and between the Dunklau Center and Weller Tower is the statue in the middle of the sidewalk that represents the creation and God the Father and his creative work. And it seems appropriate that the main sidewalk leading to or from the Dunklau Center passes by the creation statue, because what we study here in the Dunklau Center is God's creation. We also have a stained glass window in the room that represents the total solar eclipse that actually passed over Concordia's campus on the very first day of classes in August 2017. And again, God's majestic hand at work in all things. So this has been The Dunklau Center for Science, Business, and Math. Again, we have very strong programs in business, mathematics, biology, chemistry, physics, environmental science. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me or to contact the admissions department. Thank you for coming along on the tour.